They rose to meet me in the storm. Two of them bone and bead and paint. They rose like they had done this before, like this old woman was something quaint. I watched them climbing through my lightning. I watched them spreading wide their hands. I tasted something coming off them, something neither one had planned. Fear, just the edges of it, just the first cold fingertip of it. And the darkness in me opened up its mouth and drank. I am old, I am cold, I am deep. I have buried everything I loved and I did not sleep. I am old, I am cold, I am deep. Below me the men of Ironmark are dying. Below me banners fall and break. I rake the horde with cold dark fire. I do not pause, I do not shake. My left hand finds the lightning, my right hand finds their throats. My grief becomes the wind beneath me, my rage becomes the notes. They thought that two was all they needed. They thought that two meant I would fall. They forgot I am not fighting. I am not fighting them at all. I am ending them. There is a difference. I am old, I am cold, I am deep. I have buried everything I loved and I did not sleep. I am old, I am cold, I am deep. I will teach you what fear tastes like, you who fed on smaller things. I will show you what it looks like, looking up at what grief brings. You sent your hoard to my daughter's village. You weighed her life and called it small. You thought the cold ash on my hands was all that I was after all. But I have been carrying this darkness since before your mothers drew their breath. I have been a widow's silence, I have been a patient death. Can you taste it now? What I'm tasting off you. Can you feel it now? That cold thing at the back of your mind. That is not the storm. That is me. That has always been me, drinking. And then from below, that voice. That voice I have hated for 40 years. Rally to me, men of the mark. Rally to me. For the mark. For the mark. For the mark. God, I hate that voice. God, I hate that cry. God, I hate what it does to men, makes them willing to die. For the mark that took my husband, for the mark that took my son, for the mark that left me nothing when the dying was done. For the mark, for the mark. Then let it burn, let the hate burn clean and cold. Let it lift me past the pain now, past the ache of being old. He knows it is me that I am here. He will never know this cost. He will rally all his dying men and never count what I have lost. But his voice goes into me like iron, and his cry goes into me like flame. And I rise above the two of them. me the mark still fights. Below me the mark still bleeds. Above me there is nothing left of what rose to bring me to my knees. My hands are still grey with her ashes. My hands are still grey with her ash. My granddaughter rides in the darkness, and I am not done. Done!
Ah, fuck it, let's just go live. Alright, hey, what's up, guys? So, we're doing a little live while I do Fallout stuff. Because we're going to add some, Fallout to our Fallout so we can have some Fallout in the Fallout. Mainly I'm installing the story well on Fallout 4. Later, probably after I play a little bit, I'm probably going to go for my favorite, which is take a story wealth and take the survival mode boosters, and then slap on snow and radioactive environment and gas masks, and play Winter Wonderland. Play radioactive Winter Wonderland. Okay, so I've been working on the these settings. Alright, so now I haven't input anything. I should, but I haven't, and that's on me. I have done some work on both Champea and Wraithage. Well, the interesting thing is Champea and Wraithage and Ironmark all suffered the walking pox. Basically plague zombies. Where Desaria, where they didn't over here, we also have where instead of the hobgoblins violently overthrowing Wraithage, who had conquered, Wraithage at one point, I decided, had conquered everything from the Jalvine River all the way to the Strait. And was kind of eyeballing over here. I'm thinking about making this what's left of one of their proxies. Because you got to remember, this is a couple 100 miles wide. It's just built like the Strait of Magellan. If you know anything about the Strait of Magellan, that fucking place is a death trap. I don't even know if they use it in modern day. Do ships still traverse the Strait of Magellan? I mean, because fuck. Oh, wow. Oh, a whole 1,500. This thing, it's when ships are too big to fit through the Panama Canal. Like the Nimitz and on the Ronald Reagan. Somebody showed me, I think it was the Enterprise, where they showed me that they literally had like 5 feet on either side of it. But I mean, the fucking Strait is absolutely just hammering. Back in the day, it was a killer. And then you got the Drake Passage. And that is, the Drake Passage is open ocean, but fuck me running. So that's what this is like, and we need a name for it. Hey, Final Fantasy fan, good to see you. Hey, Hate.exe. So, you know what? I'm actually going to do something because I'm in a good mood. Edit. And what happened is number one, the wars happened. The collapse happened 1,500 years ago, but they survived that. And what it is Wraithage keeps us. They still survive even though they shouldn't. But I promised I was going to go over a few things. Okay. Now, let's see. What was the amount of people fed per acre of cropland in 1400 AD? That's rough. That's a roughly D&D technology. Look at that. 2 to 4 acres to feed one person. All right. Okay. So we'll go to the AI mode. All right. We're going to say medieval agriculture system. Okay. Now watch this. Is it unreasonable for an agricultural focused species such as halflings with their advanced farming techniques of crop rotation combined with elven fertilizer methods utilizing druids and top-down control of the extremely arable land for the amount of people to jump to 9.5 per acre. Druids and nature magic. Let's see what it says. Magellan like a felon. Not unreasonable at all. Okay, so what this does. Elven fertilizers solve the nutrient problems. Druidic magic eliminates the fallow year. Halfling ingenuity and top-down control. Real-world medieval farming is chaotic, decentralized, and limited by human muscle and animal labor. Let's see. In this setting, the heavy plow was invented roughly 50 years ago. Advanced what's that called? Irrigation. Such as the tech that made the hanging gardens and Incan sky terrace gardens possible has been in place for nearly 300 years. If the nation has 250,000 square miles and a population of fertile, arable farm and ranch land out of 2.5 million. Okay, because remember it's an empire, it's huge, square miles. Population of 16 million. How much must they devote for subsistence? Bleh. And how much can they use for cash and luxury crops, including silk? Look at that. Look at how much is needed. What state in the U.S. is roughly 2,700 square miles? Delaware. They need fucking Delaware. It's an almost perfect physical match for Delaware. Oh yeah, Phantom of the Opera. I gotta read that again. That's a good book. Okay, so right now we've got population. Now, this is a huge place. Where was I? Oh, yeah. So the Wraithage is huge. I mean, look at that. Let's see if we do this. Believe it or not, our happy little we can get a screenshot of this. Right? We go back here. Here is the border measured. If I wanted a 3.5 people per square mile due to old wars and a recent massive plague, how many people would be there? Let's go with 13.5. It's not very many. What is the square mileage of this empire? Let's see what it says. Yeah, good old Delaware. $12 million easily. Combined real world areas of Alaska and Texas. It's fucking huge. And as it says, vast swaths of this formerly managed land with grand terrace gardens, aqueducts, canals, cities are empty. What if I boosted it to... Let's see what we had here. Let's see, I had a list here for the population. Oops. Yes. Sorry, I had something jump up. So let's see here. I need to sit down and do stuff like 18 million total inhabitants. Okay. 18 million. Mostly in the city-states, 2 forge halls, dwarves, 3 hill foundries, dwarves, 5 shires, halflings, and 3 active port cities. What kind of population density would we be looking at if the capital had a population of Rome at its height? This is what AI is so nice. I used to have to do this shit by hand. 20 people per square mile is fucking nothing. Yep, this would be Incan-style sky terrace, high throughput aqueducts, and Elven fertilized food in the metropolis daily. I mean, so the wild interior. You have plenty of room for the adventures. I mean, you have plenty of it. I mean, this place is fucking empty. There's the way I wrote it up. There are city-states in there. The city-state itself was built, well, was holding 1 million people, easy. We'll say 750,000. Now, 2,000 people live in it. It's deserted. There's some guards to make sure, there's 100 or so guards to make sure no monsters, show up. And to make sure it isn't looted to the ground. Some guards at the gatehouses. There might be some nobles there to make sure that, exiled nobles to make sure that they keep their families' claim on it. Yeah, if you fall ill, you're going to die. And then we discussed how mouse girls, right? Our little mouse girls are timid little things. They're oh dearie me, and they're timid. But they don't like being outside. They don't mind shopping. They like big cities. They like, but they're perfectly fine never leaving the manor house. So in these abandoned city-states, or just along down the highway, you've got an inn sitting there that's being run by a bunch of mouse girls. They still pay their taxes. The tax man comes up, has a nice bath, goes home. So, I mean, we've got, the mouse girls are still sitting there. They're still keeping the faith, The Uma still stop by. So we could literally take our first level spell, our first level. No, I don't want a fucking free map maker, okay? Your map maker sucks. I need to go through and figure this stuff out, but anyway. Alright. This is Breaker from last night. Breaker doesn't like DBs. But view controls near a zoom. Okay. No. Oh, for fuck's sake. Anyway. Oh, for fuck's sake. Anyway. All right. So, we make a little inn. I've got some inns I can slap down. Yeah, very somewhere lost in time. I like my character Breaker. He's a lot of fun. He's huge. He's 6'8". You know, he's built like a combination of the dude that plays Jack Reacher and Tommy Egan from Power Book 4. I mean, I watched I watched Power 4, and it was really good. There was supposed to be, yeah. Let's see if we can find ourselves an inn. Let me take a look, see what we got here. Okay, let's see here. Oh my god, I hate this new fucking. There you go. Okay. I just want a regular fucking. Can I see it, please? 18 by 24. Okay, yeah, you can see, you can see the little, the mouse girls are still attending to it because, it's what they do. They don't like leaving. God, that's terrible. Let's see. But make yourself just a nice inn, and we can go, okay. And up the ways. We got that. And let's make this a little bigger. Let's go 125 by 125. Bam. Okay, so there's our underground section. And here's the basement. Now, see me, I'd line all these up in the right order, label them. So, give me just a second, and we will do that. We're not really making a module right now. Although I have had, So, are we going to play it? I have literally had my players who have been watching this go, are we actually going to play in this? Are we going to play in this? Because I want to play in this setting. The nice thing is, the setting I made a while back, I could probably just drag and drop this in. I really like that setting. I like the whole low magic feel of it. Alright, so we've got Castle Ruins, second floor. But now I used this before. My players liked it. My players like a lot of stuff I do. My players are not good players. They're good players. They're adaptable. Yeah, so why don't we make it a little more? Make this part a little more. Okay. Replace existing mod. Okay. Okay. There you go. See, that's the gatehouse. And then we include the here's the rest of it. Let's why don't we move it on a little bit and get a closer view. See? Now this, the black stuff is for the second part. Floor 0, where's floor 1? But see, there you go. Boom, that would be. So you can put this out here because why is it abandoned? The plague. Of course, this is huge. This is something that the characters want to explore, back out, explore, back out, explore, back out. You know, there's nothing wrong with doing that. I mean, we used to do it all the time back in the day. Stop lying. Okay, just stop lying. Or, but you know what you need is you need your little mouse girl. Which we're still scrolling through here because God, I got so much shit. Tavern map. Let's see. Let's look at the horseshoe. Ground. Let me toss out. Take a look at it. 35 by 20. Advanced transform. Set dimension. 35 by 20. Okay. Wow, that's small. And then here's this, one up. And why are the mouse girls still here? Well, why shouldn't they? Why shouldn't they stay? I mean, and then the in roof. Well, I'd say that's more of a ruined keep, but let's check out Restless Hill. This looks good. Yeah. This is a mouse girl inn just out by the side of the road. It's got a Uma stable right here. It's got a place for the Uma still. So, and they would say, and if you ask the mouse girls, what are you doing out here? They'd be like, the Uma still comes, the taxman still comes. You are here. The roof does not leak because mouse girls are quiet and unassuming and unlikely to go looking somewhere for trouble. And our little mouse girls should keep the bard off of them. And see, this is enough for for fuck's sake. I mean, and then you got the roofs. The place is in good repair. Why should they leave? And of course, for the adventurers, not too far away is not too far away is this fucking castle. And like I said, why should they leave? And you can go through and you can map all this shit and you can start throwing stuff in it. I mean, I could I could make this into a dungeon that would probably take the characters, even if we use the slow, it would probably take the characters up to 3rd level by the time they were done. Maybe higher. And there's nothing wrong with that. Hey, Damon? And because this castle was, you know, it wasn't destroyed in battle. It's just the kingdom is out of, their population is so low, they just abandoned it. And the mouse girls, they know don't use the Eastern Privy after dark, because that's when the thing that lives in the old Eastern granary. Yeah, some of those builds and stuff. That's why, as the DM, I always had to control shit. I was like, well, let me see your build, because I have Hero Lab. And I'd be like, let me see your build. And I'd start clicking it up level by level to look. I'd look at about 10th level. Because to me, at 10th level, the game is really kicking up, is just absolutely great by this time. Hang on a minute, I need a second. Where's my inhaler? But, yeah, I mean, so I did a little bit of work. Like I said, I did a little bit of work on the kingdom. And so, for the most part, where are we at? There it is. For the most part, Wraithage is abandoned. I mean, you could travel all the way across Wraithage and not encounter more than like an isolated farm or isolated village or a mouse girl inn. I even named those. I called them either the Last Inns, or it's a nod toward Dragonlance, or Remnant Inns. Now, the reason why the Hobgoblins up here, the reason why they're not invading in force is because, number one, they won their freedom. They didn't do it the way most did. The Hobgoblin witches and the Hobgoblin leaders noticed that Wraithage really wasn't paying that much attention. They'd withdrawn most of their soldiers, but the rents were getting worse, And so when they had their upheaval, since they were being used by the nobles as the military, it was basically marching into their office and going, look at me, I am the noble now. And instead of slaughtering them, they sent them back. They sent them packing. And in some cases, they turned over Tengu, God. Where was I? Damn it. Oh, but the Hobgoblins just sent back like the jewelry and the family heirlooms and stuff like that. And Wraith is just like, and the Hobgoblin witches were like, don't kill any kids, don't kill any women, just send these people to their side and watch what happens. And the warlords were all like, oh my god, oh my god. Oh, okay, I found the cedar. Good for you. But so they pretty much did it with as little bloodshed as you could expect for a medieval rebellion. But Wraithage couldn't drum up the political support to go up and fuck around up there again, because all the easily mined minerals were already gone. It has trees. So what? And then the not Viking elves are raiding everybody. So, between the not Viking elves raiding everyone, that left it wide open. Okay. Anyway, so back to what I was blathering about. All right, so so we've got the empire, which means it's starting to contract. Which now every historian in history, everybody's like, "Oh, the empire is done for." Every time they've come back, because they have food, they have resources. Now, once again, they are a bronze level technology with iron and steel weaponry. Don't be fooled. The Bronze Age and early Iron Age, they were capable of destroying mountains. I watched, my wife watched it and had me watch it, but apparently the Romans would find a lake up on the mountainside, or they dig one. They dig a fucking lake, and they'd start near the bottom of the mountain, and they would dig zigzag up, and all the way up to the lake. And when they got close, they'd send the disposable guys. And the water would come rushing out, and it would just rip the inside of the mountain out. So the mountain would just blow its guts out, and then it would collapse. Which is why you have all these weird shaped hills in Italy and Spain and all that, because the Romans were fucking dropping mountains that were in the way. Which is kind of funny if you think about it. For the march, for the mark. But, sorry, my chest aches today. But, so, and while the hobgoblins claim this, they have the same problem Wraithage does. It's mostly wilderness. Now, Champaya, that's where things are a little different. Okay, I did a little bit of work on this place. I need to transfer it over, and I'm probably going to do it via PDF. Yes, I know, booba. But, Champions are not quite human. Okay, so what I mentioned before was, unaltered humans have a max of 20 strength for males, 16 strength for females. I don't care if that makes me sexist, suck a dick. However, the Champia have a the other way around somewhat, but it's a matriarchy, Bronze Age. No, Sumerian. No. Our Aztecs. These are our Aztecs. Psychopathic kobolds. Who believe in the sun god also. Sun God gets a lot of stuff, but the Chamapea, they have theirs in Sumerian. That's the influence I'm using. Is ancient Sumeria. Now they only hold the desert. Now this isn't a Sahara desert. This is a Mojave desert. And yeah, I'm going to do up the PDF for them rather than try to do it all here. But it's the birth rate is between 5 and 8 to 1. 5 to 8 males. 5 to 8 males to 1 female. Which means the females are in leadership positions because they're tough. Of course, they have to have at least one child before they, if they're in the military, before they join the military, and before they're allowed to do stuff. But girls are sorcerers, and I came up with several houses, and then I came up with a weird house. Their whole job is to tell the Shield Queen that she's wrong. That's their whole job. They tell the Shield Queen that she's wrong. And in that house are male wizards. Because male wizardry, while it happens, goes against everything that the Chamapia believe in, which is divine right by blood. Where for a wizard, you just study real hard. But, so we ended up with some pretty interesting stuff for the kingdoms. Let's see here. Well, we zoom in on a little bit. I'm going to do a little bit of work here. Okay, well, let's see, where is it? Alright, incarnate. And this is right, medieval settlements were usually built in areas that had a strategic advantage or near natural resources. That's vitally important when you're making your maps. Alright. Right, so the Chamapia have valleys. They have in the middle of this Mojave Desert, they have several valleys. And the valleys are fed by the rivers. And each of those valleys is underneath the auspices of a shield lord, shield lady. And it's her job to defend the valley and to keep communications over. Shield Queen runs the main one, but they all wear bronze. Because iron, because they don't use iron. I don't know why. But, let's ruin this one. But I'm trying to make each of the kingdoms have their own flavor, but work together in the world. That's the tough part. Oh, good. We can erase this shit. I'm really, really, really hammering on my system, so I'm using Vortex to install a huge amount of I want to delete this. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to go back. I'm like, make a new one. Great new map. Fantasy World 2 style. Landscape. Great map. But, let's see. Brush. See, remember how to do this. Brush. Edit brush. Click on the catalog. Upload. There we go. Summer. There we go. Pictures. You guys should have seen some of the stuff I've made over the years. It just didn't go anywhere. Because, you know, it's the way shit happens. Well, we're zooming in on these two, so. All right. Let's see, where is, if I just find it. Human settlements, built there. Me. Oh, well, that didn't work at all. There's a way to do this. God damn it. I cannot remember how to do this. There's a way to do this. Oh, wait. There we go. Now this one's square, so. All right. So, let's grab some fantasy world. Let's grab some water. Ice and snow. That looks like water. Drop the brush size. What's up, baby? Okay. I don't know. I screwed this up. Yeah, I screwed this up. Nicely done, dumbass. Oh, shit. That's terrible. Okay. So, yeah, that's a bust. I'm not doing well on maps today, so I might have to work on it another day. Because oh, there we go. You know what? I don't know what I'm doing today. Guess we'll just go back to talking about it. Alright, so Ironmark is your typical AD&D setting. It's typical it's feudalism, king, but they don't have good neighbors. They got the abandoned Wraithage Kingdom on one side, and on the other side they've got a feudal lord system that's beginning to break down as the merchants become important. So they got two unstable kingdoms on either side of them, and then they have all this. They have all this stuff, which is, it's no man's land. So we could start by making our first, stuff here. Now I'm trying to decide how I want to approach the first book. How I want to approach the first one. I think I'm going to do a PDF with the nations. I think I'm going to snag the idea from, we're going to look at the Galarian World Book. I can't remember the name of it right off the top of my fucking head, because I'm retarded today. Hate that. But the Galarian World Book, and we're also going to look at the Forgotten Realms book and see how they were put together. And we'll work from there. Why don't we take a break for a couple minutes, and hey.
A storm came off the bog, green teeth at the gate and mud on every log. But Hetty at the porch rail with a broom and iron pan said, if you want my yard, boys, come take it if you can. Her son had a splitting maul, her daughter had a pole. The goblins came in snarling for the hens and beetroot row. They leapt up through the nettles, they clambered at the stairs. But Hetty raised a lantern and laughed right in their ears. Then the young girls in the house started singing clear and high, through the shuttered window panes like sparks against the sky. Hold fast, the whole old beams replied, and every goblin footstep lost its nerve outside. For the mark, try worked on turnip peel, the second caught the rake, the third met son and daughter and learned what iron makes. They tumbled through the mud bank like sacks in a threshing round, and the girls inside kept singing till even the rafters rang out proud. Then the young girls in the house started singing clear and high, through the shuttered window panes like sparks against the sky. Hold fast, the whole old beams replied, and every goblin footstep lost its nerve outside. For the mark, drive them from the yard. For the mark, strike them hard, strike hard. Hetty on the porch and the children out of sight. For the mark, let the cowards run and hide. By dawn the lane was empty, the crows went back to sleep, the broken pots lay shining where the goblin boots did creep. Then the teenage girl took saddle with her hair still pinned in braids and rode hard to the village green through morning's cold gray haze. To arms, for the mark, to arms, strike them hard, Hetty on the porch and the children at her side. To arms, for the mark shouted wide.
They rose to meet me in the storm, two of them bone and bead and paint. They rose like they had done this before, like this old woman was something quaint. I watched them climbing through my lightning, I watched them spreading wide their hands. I tasted something coming off them, something neither one had planned. Just the edges of it, just the first cold fingertip of it, and the darkness in me opened up its mouth and drank. I am old, I am cold, I am deep. I have buried everything I loved and I did not sleep. I am old, I am cold, I am deep. Below me the men of Ironmark are dying. Below me banners fall and break. I rake the horde with cold dark fire. I do not pause, I do not shake. My left hand finds the lightning, my right hand finds their throats. My grief becomes the wind beneath me, my rage becomes the notes. They thought that two was all they needed. They thought that two meant I would fall. They forgot I am not fighting them at all. I am ending them. There is a difference. I am old, I am cold, I fear tastes like, you who fed on smaller things. I will show you what it looks like, looking up at what grief brings. You sent your hoard to my daughter's village. You ate her life and called it small. You thought the cold ash on my hands was all that I was after all. But I have been carrying this darkness since before your mothers drew their breath. I have been a widow's silence. I have been a patient death. Can you taste it now? What I'm tasting off you. Can you feel it now? That cold thing at the back of your mind. That is not the storm. That is me. That has always been me, drinking. And then from below, that voice. That voice I have hated for 40 years. Rally to me, men of the mark. Rally to me, for the mark. For the mark. For the mark. God, I hate that voice. God, I hate that cry. God, I hate what it does to men. Makes them willing to die. For the mark that took my husband. For the mark that took my son. For the mark that left me nothing when the dying was done. For the mark. For the mark. Then let it burn. Let the hate burn clean and cold. Let it lift me past the pain now, past the ache of being old. He knows it is me that I am here. He will never know this cost. He will rally all his dying men and never count what I have lost. But his voice goes into me like iron, and his cry goes into me like flame. And I rise above the two of them, and I speak the oldest name. And they finally understand what fear actually tastes like. I am old, I am cold, I am deep. I have buried everything I loved, and I did not sleep. I am old, I am cold, I am deep. I am old, I am cold, I am deep. Below me the mark still fights. Below me the mark still bleeds. Above me there is nothing left of what rose to bring me to my knees. My hands are still gray with her ashes. My hands are still